I remember the exact moment I hit publish on my first YouTube video ever. I was excited, I was nervous, and honestly just hoping that I wouldn't find this video deeply embarrassing after 5 or 10 years. To be honest, there's totally videos that I'm embarrassed of, but that happens. If you are one of those that are about to tap that publish button, I want to tell you exactly what to expect, what to ignore, and how to get views on your first YouTube video. This might be contrary to everything that you've ever been told, but I'm gonna tell you 2 things that no one else will tell you to ignore when you post your first video. The answer: views and subscribers. Don't sit there refreshing the page, hoping that you get your first subscriber. Remember, YouTube is a long game. The main focus of your first video is to start building that relationship with the algorithm so that your videos will eventually be served to more and more people. When I made my first video, I totally was one of those people, I kept looking back like, where's all the views? Am I famous yet? It doesn't work like that. What you should expect when you're first starting your YouTube channel is that you're building your relationship with your algorithm, with your audience, but also with your own voice. When you first start publishing, sure, you're publishing for an audience, but you're also publishing for yourself to be able to learn your message and learn your voice. You think about people like Gary Vaynerchuk. He's someone that a lot of us in the marketing space follow. He has like 5 million followers, but when he first started his YouTube channel, back then called Wine Library TV, he didn't have that big of an audience. His first, I don't know, dozens of videos didn't really get that many views. You don't always get to see the 10,000 hours someone puts into becoming the expert that they are today. And if you look at Gary, now he has millions of subscribers, millions of followers, and a huge business. So think about that for yourself, what the journey is gonna look like for you. And know this is also for you to find your voice, make the videos that build your presence. And I would love for you guys to take a pledge right now, like put your hand over your heart and say, I promise not to refresh the page waiting for my video to break the internet. Go ahead, comment that below for me. I'll wait. I've been growing my own YouTube channel since 2016 and teaching other people how to monetize and grow their YouTube channel since about 2017. The biggest mindset shift that everyone needs to go to is understanding that views don't always equal dollars in your bank account. Last time I checked, I couldn't deposit likes and subscribers into my bank account. I have clients that have small YouTube channels that are making more money than some of these bigger YouTube channels. There's actually a stat from Fast Company that states that 96% of YouTubers aren't making enough to even cross the poverty line. The reason why is because there's a big mindset difference between the YouTubers who are all about creating content and the marketers who leverage content creation. See, a lot of YouTubers, their call to action is, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. The marketers who leverage YouTube and content creation, their call to action is with the intention to nurture and build that relationship. You'll often see their call to action being, hey, click the link in the description below for this free thing. And that's where they get them on their email list to potentially nurture that relationship, to potentially become a paying client. I have a client, Chris Abbott, that we launched his YouTube channel, and 3 weeks later, I got this message from him telling me that he's made $11,000 on his YouTube channel. And at that time, he had less than 200 subscribers. 6 months later, he just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and he told me that he's made over $50,000 just from his YouTube channel. So I want you to keep that in mind as you're growing your YouTube channel. Yes, the subscribers, the followers, the engagement, that will come, but the most important thing is to be building the relationship with your audience so they keep coming back for more. They opt into your other social media platforms, your email list. That's how you can actually monetize and build a business around your YouTube channel instead of being, unfortunately, one of those broke influencers. With all that said, here's the secret to getting your video noticed by your target audience. And it's, first of all, very simply to create videos that appeal to the questions that your audience is asking and the problems they need solved. When we have a problem, we have a question, where do we go? For some of us, we go to our moms, but for most of us, we go to this thing called YouTube or Google. And YouTube is owned by Google and is a search engine rather than a social media platform. That's another huge mindset shift that usually blows people away. Wait a minute, YouTube isn't a social media platform? No, it's a search engine. Meaning that when you title your videos, the way that people are searching for them using keywords and phrases that mirror how your audience is searching, your video is likely to rank in those search results and be discovered by your audience. So find out how your audience is searching by taking advantage of Google Autocomplete or tools like SEMrush or TubeBuddy. Let me walk you through an example right now. If you go to YouTube, go to the search bar right now and you type in how to train your dog, YouTube is going to autocomplete. It's like your best friend trying to finish your sentences, and it's going to suggest what it thinks that you may be searching for next. So we've typed in how to train your dog, and YouTube is going to drop down with multiple different options for what it thinks you're saying, like how to train your dog to sit, how to train your dog to stay, how to train your dog to poop in one place. I've totally seen that as a suggestion. All of those suggestions are video ideas for you. If you were a dog trainer, you should make a video on every single one of those, because Google has suggested that based on what people are searching for and the exact ways that they're searching for them. So when you know this, you will never run out of content ideas. You'll never be banging your head against the wall thinking, what should I post about today? Because you have the information right in front of you, right from Google and YouTube, seeing what people are searching for related to your niche. Next, I want to tell you how to keep your audience engaged from the beginning to the end once you get them clicking on your videos. But first, have you also considered hitting the subscribe button on my channel? I have a ton of videos on this channel and more to come about using video marketing to get leads for life for your business. I know you're gonna love it, so go ahead, subscribe before we get on to the next point. There's a methodology when it comes to the message you share in your videos that's going to keep your audience engaged in a video from start to finish. And if you can keep your audience engaged from start to finish, YouTube is gonna see that this is a valuable video and they're gonna put it in front of more people. Think about this from a platform perspective. If there's two 10-minute videos that we're comparing, and one video gets 10 seconds of viewership and one video gets 9.5 minutes of viewership, which video is YouTube gonna wanna put in front of more people? When you think about how YouTube operates, their goal is to keep people on their platform. And if you are a creator that can keep people on the platform, they're gonna put your videos in front of more people to keep people on the platform. So there's a strategy for keeping people retained in your videos so that they're watching, they're seeing the entire video all the way through, they're following this emotional journey, they're going through to your call to action, and is going to favor your business and YouTube's intentions. One of those strategies I'm gonna share with you today is a story selling framework called the ELSA framework. And ELSA is an acronym, and I know you might be thinking like Elsa, like the Snow Queen. For these purposes, do not let it go. ELSA is an acronym that stands for Epiphany, Lesson, Story, and Application. So in every video, before I even hit record on the camera, I'm thinking, what's the epiphany? What's that big breakthrough, that aha moment that I want my audience to walk away with? If I can give them a mindset shift or help them overcome a limiting belief and then install a new belief that, wow, I can do this, or I'm inspired, this is gonna change my life, that's how I know I'm winning, and that's my intention for every single video. So whatever the concept of or the topic of your video is, what's the epiphany you want them to walk away with? From there, we can reverse engineer the lesson, the story, and the application. So if I know the epiphany, I can then reverse engineer what's the lesson, story, and application I need to give in this video. So the L in ELSA is for lesson. What's like the tactical step 1, step 2, step 3? What's the tangible thing they can walk away with and be able to implement? However, when I think of sharing a lesson, I don't want to be like the boring Charlie Brown teacher at the front of the classroom, like wah, wah, wah. I want to be the engaging presenter, the teacher that everyone remembers because they had them hooked in with a story. S in ELSA is for story. The best teachers, the best marketers, the best entrepreneurs are the ones that spend more time in the story because it brings people along this emotional journey, which holds their attention and is giving them the moral of the story, the lesson, through that immersion into the story. Memories are created when you can evoke an emotion. Think about the stories you've heard, the bedtime stories you read as a child, the movies that you love to see, and how you're always following that hero's journey and you feel like you're experiencing it with them. Think about any movie. The protagonist hits rock bottom, they fight their way up, they fight the villain. At the end of the movie, they land the dream job, they get the girl, they win the race, and you cheer louder when they win because you experienced it with them. And you still get the moral of the story, the lesson that you can take away, but you didn't have to get it in a lecturing, boring Charlie Brown teacher kind of way. And the A in ELSA stands for application. How can they now take everything that you've taught them through this epiphany, this lesson, and this story, and apply it into their lives? And this can potentially be your call to action. Hey, click the link below. I've got a checklist for you. I've got a video series. I've got an ebook. I've got the next step that's gonna help you to implement this in your life and be able to get results faster than ever. How can you give them, here's the next step that's gonna keep them coming back for more? Keeping your audience engaged is much more important than views and subscribers. It translates into something called watch time, which is the total amount of time that people are viewing or spending watching your video. And when you have that high watch time on your channel, like I said, YouTube is more likely to promote it through search and recommended videos, which can then translate into more views. So now that you know how to get views on your video, Now, if you're wondering how to translate your views on YouTube into actual sales for your business, I'm gonna give you access to my highest performing, most revenue generating campaigns that you can just plug and play into your business and your YouTube channel to maximize lead generation. If you click on the link in the video description below, you can attend my next free private training called Hello to High Ticket, where I'll be showing you exactly how to ascend those leads from hello to high ticket and use all of our plug and play resources. I'll see you there. If you, like me, were about for the last 5 years. Yep, that's about right. I was like 2016, 5 years, how long is that? But I didn't start teaching until, anyway. The biggest mindset shift that I notice most people, the reason why is because a lot of YouTubers, and that's what gets them on their email list where they can then nurture that relationship into how to train your dog to stay, how to train your dog to poop in one place. I've actually seen that as a suggestion.